Hello people, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin and today we're going to take a look at the T54 Heavy. This is going to be the last vehicle of the trading caravan, of the auction, or whatever you are going to call it, because I'm already fed up of those auctions that I cannot really be competitive because I don't have the currencies and I got angry. So this is going to be the T54 Heavy. This vehicle is actually really nice. As I believe pretty much all of them were pretty nice except the K2. This vehicle is same as a Renegade. I believe whoever has the Renegade and owns a Renegade knows how competitive and fun to play it is because it's so flexible. This is gonna be the same story with this vehicle. It's a tier 9, you meet tier 7s, you meet tier 8s, you meet tier 9s and tier 10s, and versus tier 10s you are more competitive than a Renegade, you have more HP to boot, you have better penetration if I can say so, and overall better armoring than a tier 8. Plus, on top of that, I believe you're gonna earn bonds as well, and more credits. By the looks of it, it's gonna be a new premium tank. This is how we look at it. This is the same hull as the M103, so expect to have the same armor layout, and the turret is gonna be T95 is 6, looks like. I'm not really sure, but by the amount of this cupola is the same as the Renegade. I'm not really sure if this vehicle is gonna be going for how it's called, for gold. It's gonna be a bit sad because there once again are gonna be players that are gonna compete a lot for the this unique vehicle. If it's gonna be for free experience, then oh boy, we just had the FV that went for free experience and people are have bid like 800,000. So yeah, I don't wanna know how this vehicle is gonna be monetized, but it is put the best to the last. And let's review it with some raw statistics because you know how we do it. We're gonna jump right to Tank GG. So here is the tank. We're gonna compare it to M103 because you're gonna see they are pretty similar to the old 1M3 before it was buffed. The new M103 and the EE Phase 1 because all those tanks are American. They have pretty much the same play style and overall good turret with out of degrees of gun depression. Let's go right into it. The DPM is mediocre at 2166, but comparing it to the others, tier 9 heavy tanks are actually it's among one of the best. The best DPM so far is the M103, so yeah, you can believe this vehicle is gonna boot really good. On top of that, 450 alpha damage is among of the highest damage guns out there. So yeah, we can say that the DPM is actually pretty decent. So not half bad. In terms of the shells, you have how it's called. You have interesting because you have 240 meters of your AP, which is a bit low. Compared to the other tanks, they have 258, which is respectable indeed for a tier 9, and the hit pen it's only 300 millimeters, which is a bit underwhelming. Both all tanks in this category get to 340 hit pen. I believe it's the same hit as you have on the Concept 1B, but I haven't added that vehicle because it has different armor layout, and that vehicle it's well, it doesn't make it here. Next to that, the rate of fire it's highest out of the actually no, it's the lowest with the highest reload. So except to take a shot and then reload for a big amount of time. The armor capacity it's okay. Um, the potential damage once again it's okay. The shield velocity is really nice on the AP. Let's take a look at the hit. That is 750, 950, which is a bit worse, but it's still a hit. So yeah, it's a shell that doesn't lose its penetration over distance, which is okay. The aiming time it's worse than every vehicle in this category, maybe because it has a higher caliber gun. Um, in terms of no, it's a 120 millimeters. How I didn't saw that. So yeah, they have higher alpha damage and higher aiming time. The dispersion once again it's really out of this category for 120 meters. I believe that was a balancing factor, and overall the dispersion with the damage gun it's higher. I don't know why. Um, the Spurgeon one moving and traversing the turret is the same as the old M103, which is a bit underwhelming once again, comparing to the vehicle in this category that, for example, the Tech 3 variant, the M103 has so great dispersion after the buff, and on top of that the E phase 1, a tank that you can get for what can you get it for? Oh yeah, for tokens. It's actually like ripping this vehicle apart. Next to that, the dispersion is 12 degrees, which is 2 degrees better than the A phase 1 and 4 degrees better than the M103, which means this vehicle is gonna be so flexible on any ridgeline. It's gonna be as flexible as an ML2, and the elevation as well, 20 degrees, is really good. What is not good, it's the mobility. um, well, it has pretty much the same top speed, but the power to weight ratio is just lacking. Well, it's pretty much like a sluggish heavy, but it's not as mobile as a phase 1 in this regard. And once again, we can say that it's the same as the old M103, and people that have the E5 know already how the M103 was behaving. There's a armoring, 250 on the turret and 250 on the hull, which is a bit better than M103 once again, with an armor layout with weak point, which I really like. It has this weak point that is 180 millimeter or 190 millimeter in some places. With the 12 degrees of ground depression, cannot hide it, which I think it's really balanced, which I like. But other than that, the upper plate has funky angles and it's gonna be an auto ricochet. No weak point under the mantle, no weak point. Actually, it looks like here is gonna be a weak point, but I believe that's just a modeling. So yeah, only a big chunk here to know how to wiggle, to know how to hide it, the same as with the Renegade. So as I mentioned, people that have the Renegade really are gonna make this tank work. The lower plate once again is fair for other tanks to penetrate. Actually, it's for tier 7, so yeah, tier 7s can penetrate this tank frontally. It has a big side armor with pretty much like lack of armor, so yeah, make sure you are not gonna show your side, or at least don't. Yeah, this tank has like a really huge side profile, so you need to always keep focusing your vehicles at the front. The same story goes with the M103. Before the nerf was something like that, or actually this tank had a weak rooftop. Going to the new M103, pretty much is the same story over here. Looks like the M103 has much more, how it's called, much more weak points by the looks of it. So yeah, we're not gonna compare it to the M103. But looks like Tank GG has fallen off. Let's look at the A phase 1. A phase 1 has a much better turret armor and the weak point is much lower. So once again, you're trading some upper weight armor for a bigger weak point. Yeah, so T55, no, actually T55, T54 Heavy is gonna have a unique play style compared to M103 and A phase 1, so more like a Renegade or an E5, which are more suitable. I mean, the T55, if you look at it, the T55 could be like the Tech 3 variant, and the M103 could be like the premium, because this tank it's more like an E5, to be honest, than this. Well, here and there. Next to that is the hit points at 1700, which is a bit lacklusting compared to the buffed M103 that gets 1950. So you get like 10-15% extra hit points on the Tech 3 variant, which is interesting once again. And 400 meters view range is what this tank shines compared to the other tanks. Next to that, the shell velocity is 4800 because we're using heat, of course. Next, let's compare this vehicle to actually how we can set it up. How I will set it up if once again I'll get it, but more than enough. I'm not gonna get it. Um, the equipment is gonna be vertical stabilizer to reduce the rim bounty in this situation. A turbocharger just to make this vehicle more mobile around the battlefield. But if you're not gonna play like an open map or a map that really need to move a lot, I recommend you drop a turbocharger for like an improved hardening class 1, so you can get more hit points at 1930, I believe, after that, and the rammer, of course, just to increase the DPM. What is really nice, once you have 100 meters view range, you're gonna use the periscope electric drive with what is called the with something over here. Oh yeah, with the crew skill like Brothers in Arms, Recon, situational awareness as well. I forgot to add it on. And yeah, you get 443 meters view range just like that without the premium consumable. With premium consumable, you can make like 480 something. Yeah, 464. Not quite 480, but let's say with the directive, you can get that with vents as well. So yeah, 0.37 is gonna be interesting this version, but yeah, you're not gonna really snipe with this vehicle, aren't you? Um, but yeah, on the paper, this tank looks okay, looks balanced, and I'm really looking towards on how wargaming are gonna monetize this tank, because this tank is quite unique, and we know that the Renegade is special vehicle, and I mean not special, but a lot of people like its playstyle. So this tank is gonna dethrone the Renegade pretty much, because it's a credit maker, it's a bond maker as well. So yeah, good luck on bidding on this vehicle. So I will see legends in today's video once again with the caravan, with the why I keep calling the caravan, with the auction itself, and we're gonna have a full review of the overall event. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see legends in the next one. Bye bye.